Welcome, welcome everybody to a Skyway community info session, 6th of August, middle in the summer, and it's nice and hot here. So let's start. Hope you're all fine. My name is Kaat Jacobs. I'm the communication manager of the Skyway community platform. And I'm delighted to be here with you in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon again, because info is very important. If you want to invest in something, you want to back up, you want to support a technology like we are doing here, you need to know, because doubts make people, not so happy and supportive, and you need to support this 200%. So let me start. My journey started in 2017, and I was introduced to this technology by Elafoghe-Alli, that is an engineer, and I was blown away. I didn't know that this technology already existed, and so I'm a very ecological-minded person, and I was just seeing the solution. This is the solution. We have a solution in the world. I was so delighted. So I told all my friends, families, members, colleagues, everybody I could talk to, and said, we have to do something. This is something we can do. So I did. And so my team grew very, very fast. And then the board members noticed that and asked me, are you interested to follow a business course? And well, it's out of my niche. Business is not it's not my niche. So I am a health and conscious coach for a long time, and business is not my niche, but I am up to challenges, like to go out of my comfort zone, so to evolve, because self-evaluation, evolving is very important, yes? And the most important a person can do. So let's do it. Yes, so I did. And we followed this course for 1 year in every month in another country, with 130 people from all over the world. There were people with all languages. There were 5 translators. And I couldn't even talk to some of them without translators because, of the languages. And after that year, there were 3 leaders chosen from the leaders team, because the group was called the leaders team. And I was one of the leaders chosen by the leaders team. And so they asked me if I was interested to become the communication manager. And who is them? Well, these are the board members. These are 5 board members. Actually, at this moment, there's a transition. And Dr. Maslow, the oldest of them all. I will tell you more about his story now. But let me start with Evgeny Kudryshov. That's the first one here in the picture. He's our financial director, and he is, taking care of all the financial platforms. It's a challenge, I can tell you. Then we have Irina Volkova, the only female member of the board. She's an engineer, and she's taking care of all the people who communicate with directly with every country. Then Mr. František Solar. He's also an engineer and a businessman, and he is or was traveling together with Dr. Maslow all over the world. And Dr. Maslow is a lawyer and a doctor in economics. And those 2 were checking out places for new projects. They traveled a lot, I can tell you that, even with the pandemic. And then you have the last one, Alexei Shukodiev. He's also an engineer, and he's into crypto business, fiat money, the stocks, and the stock market. And also he's very into education, because education is very important. I told you, self-development is the most important you can do. So here we go. Sadly, we say goodbye to Dr. Maslov. He's gonna retire. He's older than the CEO of our technology. He did a great job. I could go to him with my most difficult questions, and he handled a lot of problems and a lot of challenges. And thank you again, sir, for being with us. If you see him on social media, thank him, because I know sometimes he listens to the recordings. So thank you, Dr. Maslov, for being with us and starting this wonderful project to make it happen, because he was there at the start. Okay, so I told you I'm the communication manager of Skyway Community Platform. What is Skyway Community? Skyway Community is a crowdfunding platform, and we are gathering the funds for Unitsky string technology. Yeah. What do we offer you? We offer you a convertible loan, and you can have two options. Or you get your money back after 3 years with 4% interest, or you become a co-owner of a innovative technology, what I will tell you all about. And so our platform gives you other opportunities, so like co-owner of this technology, but also become a partner. That is somebody who is active, who's telling the world about this opportunity, this business, this technology, and so on. And you can become, like me, a co-owner and a partner. Yeah. So we can need all your help to bring this technology into the world, and we are doing it. Actually, I'll tell you all about it. I will update you. So some details. This is the project intellectual property. Yeah, we have 500,000, 500,000 partners. We are in 205 regions all over the world. So we have a huge fund. There on our platform is 15 languages, and we are active already 7 years. My God, time goes quickly. And so what is this technology all about? What is so important that we put so many years, so much time, so much effort, so much energy with so many people? Well, this is Unitsky string technology transportation called USky. USky is an innovative transportation above the ground. You can see it in the picture. And so the first thing you think above the ground, no traffic, right? Yes. Okay. Then it is a very ecological, highly developed technology. And there's even space engineering in there. So no pollution. Yeah. Also very important. And then we can build anywhere. Yeah. And I will update you about that also. So here we go. We know that Mother Nature challenges us, and we together made a big mess. Yeah, we know that. We can see it everywhere. Yeah, and USky gives a simplified and clear transportation alternative, hustle-free, clean, for cargo and passenger transportation. You can see it on the pictures. Yeah. And I know that there's no effective solution at this moment. And how am I so sure? Well, I can tell you, I was in 4 meetings in the port of Antwerp in Belgium. You can see me here holding my head in my hand. When they told us what the problems were, they were already looking 12 years for a solution. 12 years, guys, 12 years. A big harbor like that, one of the biggest ports in the world. We went there back 4 times with engineers, with lawyers, yeah. And we didn't even have a solution then for cargo. That's why there is a container transportation at this moment. So that's why I tell you, you can be 100% sure if a port like that has no solution, looking for solution for 12 years already, and has no solution, now you see how important it is that we are here. Let me get these people in. All right. So what does Sky offer? All right, we have vehicles. We started with this one. When I started, there was just one vehicle. That was the Unibike, this one. And then the Unibus. That was the Unibike for 2 people, Unibus 14 people. But the demand was much bigger, much bigger. And our CEO really underestimated that. So what did our CEO do? He developed transportation technology for cargo. You can see cargo, very fast one. But this one is for very cold temperature. This one is for very high temperatures. And this one is a very light one that can be built anywhere. And I will tell you the story later on. So we started with this one, the Unibike and the Unibus. And people say, yeah, nice drawings, but yes, they're real. They're hanging on the tracks and they're even certified. You know what it takes to certify new vehicles? It costs a lot of time and money. So we did that. These are certified and many others. Yeah. All right. And then this is the vehicle that is resistant against very high temperature and sand. Sand can be lethal for technology. And humidity. Yeah, humidity also very destructive for technology. Yeah. So, and here they are on the tracks. Yeah, everything is up and running. The Unitruck is something special. This vehicle can load and unload in 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I saw it being done. It's just amazing, amazing. When I saw the first time this technology in real, I had no words. Our CEO worked 40 years on this technology, and I can imagine it is just top. We're 20 years ahead of everything else. And this is specially made to load, for example, cargo or loose cargo for trains and ships and so on. Yeah, boats. Oh yeah, and here's a story about the Uniwind, the very light one. I sat in it. It's very comfortable. You can sit in with 2 people. Do you see this? This looks like a helicopter, but it's not. I took this picture personally, and you can see the people in the back. So this is quite big. Yeah, it's quite big. But this is a big light. Somebody asked something. Geert, please, you're pushing to control my screen. Can you stop that? Thank you. This is a drone. So it's remote controlled. What happens? This is a design of our CEO, and this vehicle can lift 1 ton. You can see it. And so it can lift this anchor in one piece. It can be flown anywhere in any remote area. And then the strings can be attached. Another vehicle or helicopter can come with technical people. They put the anchor in the ground and that's it. The nature is not disturbed. Environment is not polluted. Can you imagine where we can build in remote areas where people cannot go only by foot? We can go anywhere now. And this is my favorite one. That's the Uniflash. Uniflash is going between 500 and 600 kilometers an hour. It is also called the high-speed unibus. Here I am sitting in it. It's like in a VIP jet. And I was in Inotrans in Berlin. And this is a professional fair, the biggest in the world for transportation, not for public, only for specialists. We were overwhelmed. The 3 days. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I can tell you a story later about this, but it was amazing, amazing. And then the unicorn, I told you the story of Antwerp Port. Well, here you go. When the first time we went to the port, it was by the Minister of Transportation of Belgium. We went to him and he said, you have to go to the port, they need you there. So within 3 days, we had an appointment and we went to the port in Antwerp. And they told us their problems. The engineer flew back to the CEO. CEO said, no, we don't have time. We are focusing mainly on passenger transportation. But then the pandemic came and here you go. They're on the tracks. They are in process of certification. And so one vehicle can transport 100 tons for $1 the kilometer. Can you imagine what an impact this will have on our goods if it's only $1, the 100 ton the kilometer? That's going to be an amazing impact. Plus, this vehicle goes, it can go 150 kilometers an hour. So transportation will not be soon an issue. And it is a big issue. I told you. Big harbors have big issues with this. It's actually more popular now than passenger transportation. More harbors need this vehicle than passenger transportation. Then we have the Unilight. The Unilight is, the U-Light is a vehicle that was asked by the Dalai Lama if we had a problem solver for him, because his monastery is in a remote area in India, and there are around 1.5 million pilgrims every year visiting his monastery, and the place to get there is very remote. So our CEO went to him because he was asked for, and he said, okay, let's make a solution. And there we go. It's in certification process at this moment too. So how does this technology work? Let me explain you the details and the secrets. And listen up, if you wish to invest in this technology, you need to know at least the basics, so you know where you invest in. It's genius, yeah? Okay, so you see this metal frame here. That's not something special. But then it is filled up with flexible concrete, yeah? That means that the rails can't break. It's like a bamboo stick, yeah? So tsunamis, hurricanes, earthquakes, you name it, it has not a big impact. Yeah, the rail will survive. That is huge, yeah? Okay. Then you see these white dots here. So, by the way, that's a patent of our CEO, yeah? If I didn't tell you already, that's a patent of our CEO. Then you see these white dots. These white dots are not dots, but these are metal strings. These metal strings are wrapped around each other, so like we do with rope, yeah? And why? Because then they can bear very heavy loads. So we can transport 60,000, 30,000 people in 1 hour. Amazing, yeah? Okay. Then that's not it. On top of this rail, there is a very special metal. Well, it's a combination of metal. It is also a patent of our CEO, And why is it so special? Well, the wheel also is covered with it. And when the wheel drives over the rail, there's almost no friction. So that means that the vehicle is not losing any energy to go forward. Energy, it's very important, yeah? We need to reduce energy consumption of vehicles. And here you go. Plus, it doesn't make any noise. You know, everybody knows this squeaking metal noise of a tram or a metro. It's horrible. Well, there's no noise, and I can confirm you that because I was in these vehicles and we had to look outside to see if they were moving. And also the tracks are 5 times smoother and 3 times stronger. Why? Why is that? Well, it is the genius idea to anchor it double. It's not, here's an anchor and it's anchored double. You can see it in the pictures everywhere. It's double anchored. So we can build above water, above mountains, above valleys, wherever we want to build. Then we have 3 basic rails, yeah? And these 3 basic rails are flexible one, the rigid one, and the semi-rigid one. The flexible one is for remote areas, because the distance between 2 anchors can be very wide, yeah, 5 kilometers, yeah, that is very wide. Then you have the rigid one. This is especially for heavy vehicles, you know, or heavy load. Let me get these people in. Heavy load, yeah. So, for example, cargo, it is also a double rail. You can see, yeah, there's a double rail. Cargo, a lot of people. So, for example, between 2 big cities, a city and a station, a city and a harbor, you know, you name it. And then the last one, the semi-rigid, you can compare like a tram or a train or a metro, but then in the air. And I can tell you, the views are amazing. You see your city from a complete different angle. So it's a challenge. It's nice. It's very nice. I told you about the wheel and the metal. Here you go. There's the wheel and the metal. And this part is the heart of our technology. It's also a pattern of the CEO, a completely new engine, the U-Sky engine. And this engine can run on any environment-friendly fuel. Wonderful, yeah? You see the 3-dimensional dummy here of the rails. There you have the wheel is here, and the engine is next to it. So, what are the advantages? Well, you all saw that the vehicles have strange shapes. And there's a reason. Of course, there's a reason. Our CEO worked on it for 40 years. Well, actually now 43 years already. So the aerodynamics are expressed in CX. Yeah, I didn't know that. A lot of people don't know that. Doesn't matter. And then a normal car is driving on the road. Yeah, the air gets trapped underneath the car. And what happens, it swirls at the back. It pulls the car backwards. So the car needs extra energy, fuel, you know, whatever, to go forward. We, U-Sky, are in the air. So the air can't get trapped. And because of the shape of the vehicle, the CX is 0.06. For a normal car, it's 0.4. For a Formula 1 car, it's 0.2. And you can see a Formula 1 car is better than a car, but still there's the swirl, yeah? And so the car is being pulled backwards. And the CX of U-Sky vehicle is 0.06. That means if this vehicle passes you, you will not hear it, you will not feel it, but the leaves on the trees will not move. Do you know what that means? That's amazing. Okay, and of course, because of all the inventive technology, these vehicles save up a lot of fuel. Yeah, 880 ton each every year. So that's wow. Yeah, wow. And then the parameters, and I can confirm you this because of that I was in meetings with this harbor, and of course they ask all these questions. So the first question is, how much does it cost? The capital cost is very, very low. Then the operational cost is also very low. What does it mean? Capital cost to build it, operation cost to maintain it. Yeah, very, very low. You can compare it with the others, very, very low. Then the energy consumption, very low. I told you the friction or non-friction of the wheel and the rail wheel and the rail with the special metal. Then you have the special shape, yeah, the aerodynamics. Energy consumption very low, but then boom, the capacity is amazingly high, amazingly high. Remember the metal strings. And then the last two ones, very, very important for me. It's very important, the environment pollution and the transport accident rate, very, very low. Yes. So Uniski said to me in person that if Sky takes over the 50% of the transportation of the world, he will save 1.5 million people's life yearly. That's how many die yearly in accidents, and many, many more who are harmed for the rest of their lives. So economic and speed, that means delivery time, delivery cost. Look at us. Sky is doing pretty good comparing with the others. Yeah. All right. And then people say to me, yeah, Kat, but the monorail, the magnet levitation, the hyperloop, there are others. Yeah. Okay, let's compare. Let's compare. You know, we have to be realistic. I'm telling you that this is a very innovative transportation. Okay, let's prove it. Ecological friendly, thank God, yes, all. Safe, thank God, yes, all. Well, the hyperloop medium, but still, you know, it's safe. But then they all need a flat ground before they can start building. And we can build anywhere. We just need places for anchors. That's it. So before they can start these rails, the earth needs to be flattened. Can you imagine how much time, energy, money, and manpower this needs before they can start to build this technology? It's amazing. And then people say, yeah, but the hyperloop is going 1,200 kilometers an hour and time is money. I know, but look at the price tag, 100 million and more. The kilometer, excuse me, the kilometer. Do you know that a normal train with a train track without the train, without the vehicle costs 22 million the kilometer. So next time you're in the train, every kilometer, 22 million, 22 million, 22 million. Remember that. So Sky costs between 3 and 8 million the kilometer. That's amazing. That is amazing. So who is the genius behind this technology, behind this amazing technology? Let me introduce you Dr. Anatoly Yanitsky-Eduardovich. Yeah, I met the man twice. I sat down with him 1.5 hours one time. He came to me and he said, ask me any question. And I did, together with a translator, because he's only speaking Russian. And I asked him many questions. So this man has 150 inventions on his name, 150 patents. Can you imagine? How many we together now in this room? in this Zoom room, how many patents do we have on our name together? This man has 150 inventions on his name. He wrote 20 monographies, that means books, and 200 scientific papers. If this man was an actor, he would be world famous, for sure. But he is world famous in scientific world and in the engineer world. So this man dedicated his life to this technology. He got a vision when he was 6 years old that he would change the transportation of the world. And he's obsessively worked at it for so many years. He's now 73 years old. And yeah, he doesn't need to work actually, but he does it for humanity because he loves humans. He loves nature. He loves the planet. And thank God for him. And here are some beautiful designs from all these years. There is a museum in Marina Gorka in Belarus, in one of our test parks. And I took many pictures of them. And it's just amazing what this man did in his life. It is just amazing. And here you can see him in this picture with his first test vehicle. This is still alive. It's renovated and shown off in Belarus. And this is his latest design. That's Skyspace. He wants to take all factories into space, get rid of all the factories, no pollution on Earth, a green planet. This man is obsessively thinking in that way to do and bring us a clean and healthy planet. In every 10 words he speaks, 9 are about saving the planet, for sure. In our conversations, you can see how he thinks, you know, his words and everything is involved in saving the planet. I'm very grateful for these people in the world, very grateful, because I personally am also very aware of how important nature is for us. So I told you he has 150 patents in the world. Here you go. Here you have some examples. And he took the technology all over the world. I was a few times with him, and it's amazing to be there and all the questions. And these two gentlemen were from my home country, Belgium, and they were from the National Railroad Company. And they were expressing their problems, and if our CEO had some solutions. And he did, of course. He was explaining. This is the engineer who introduced me to the technology, by the way. And then you have a strong man has always a strong woman behind him. So here you go, Madame Nadezhda. She is also an engineer, and she is the businesswoman behind the whole technology. And she's doing a very good job. In 2019, she won a certificate of good management. So there you go. And by the way, we survived the pandemic. Not everybody can repeat that after us. So what did we gather? What did we gather? With all this money, what did we gather? So this is our office. We first bought a small office and we sold it, and we bought a bigger one. We sold that one and we bought an even bigger one. This is 9-story high. We have more than 600 employees. You got them here. Beautiful picture underneath all the vehicles. You see them here working inside. This office is in Minsk. Yeah, you can see the city in the back. And Minsk is the capital of Belarus. And Belarus is an independent country between Russia and Europe. Independent. So we have nothing to do with the war. So relax. And then we have a factory. By the way, it's all ours, yeah, not owned by the banks. So we started with this. This is our factory. Then we had to expand because we Unitsky got aware that 2 vehicles was not enough. So we expanded and we built this piece of factory, yeah, extra part, extra section, and then this big one next door, yeah, because we had to expand. You see here, this is the tropical vehicle. This is the vehicle that can stand very cold temperatures. And yeah, then you have the high speed, all the cargo vehicles. It was, we started with only an idea of 2 vehicles. Now we have more than 14. Okay, then people say to me, Kat, you can see on these pictures that it's made out of glass. These vehicles mostly made out of glass. And we are in the air. How can that be safe? Well, this is another pattern of OCO. This is the smart glass. This glass can have an impact of a very sharp projectile. At 500 kilometers an hour, the glass will not move. Yeah. So here you go. So it's safe. If you're interested in the technology, go to your back office. If you don't have a back office, ask for a back office by the person who sent you here. And there with the documents, you can read 100 questions, 100 answers. It was written by Unitsky himself. And then you are amazed what this man thought about. It's just amazing. So what else do we gathered in all these years with the money? Pardon me. We have a wonderful test park in Marina Gorka. Marina Gorka is 150 kilometers from Minsk. And this was a swamp. This was an army testing area for tanks. And we made a beautiful place out of it. I've been there twice. It is really beautiful. And if you count very carefully, you can see 7 tracks here. So they're testing the vehicles, they test the tracks here. And they have a museum here in this station underneath. There's a museum with all the amazing drawings of Unitsky. And then you have the Eco House. Here's the Eco House. It's also a design of Unitsky, a self-sufficient house. And I'm waiting until he puts that on the market. Then you have here trees, fruit trees. You have even a greenhouse here and a pond with fish. And why are we doing that? If we invite people of countries, of governments, or other factories or whatever, if they come and visit us, we give them fish from our ponds and fruits and vegetables from our gardens. Why? Well, to show the world that we are ecological, very ecological technology. How better can you prove it? So we have another test park that is in Sharjah, that is in the United Arab Emirates. And this picture is a very important picture. I showed you in the beginning a very small video that was taken in Sharjah. A tip, if you see sand on the ground, that is the test park in Sharjah. If you see grass on the ground, that is in Belarus. Yeah, that is in Marina Gorka. So this picture is a very important picture because that was, remember in the beginning of the info session, I told you about the leaders team and that I was one of the chosen of the leaders team. Well, this was the first anchor in the ground in Sharjah, and we were invited to celebrate it. That was a very, 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 very special day. because we all worked very hard. And here you go, that was another result. And this is a fun picture with our CEO, Unitsky, Dr. Unitsky, very proudly showing the road sign to the certificates and the test center of USky. And then this is a station, and they are building the strings on it. Then there's also an eco house in our test park in UAE, a self-sufficient house with a garden inside. And you can see how green this is. By the way, this is the only wooden house in the whole United Arab Emirates. It was, the permission was given by the king. And why? Well, this is an ecological house and it is self-sufficient. So you can see it grows its own grass, fruits and vegetables inside. And how can it be in a desert? Yeah, you can see this green grass. How can it be in the desert? Well, that is because Unitsky developed a special sort of soil that he calls it humus, and that he also wants to use in his Sky Space project. So if people live in space, they also have green in space. That's the whole, setup with this idea. And of course, because we are so innovative, we got into the news and blogs and websites and you name it, everywhere. And of course, CNN Business and Fox News had to report also about this new technology. And then we had a tsunami of phone calls and mails when we were on that television. Yeah, you can imagine. We were also in the expo in Dubai. And this is a delegation of Skyway community visiting the expo. Then we were in the expo in India. Our colleague, Mr. Saeed, was there and did a very good job giving all the information to co-owners and also, of course, people who are interested in the technology. And then this picture is quite important. This picture is our CEO. Let me hide the floating panel. This picture is very important. What is our CEO holding in his hand? He's holding a certificate, and this certificate recognizes Unitsky String Technology Inc. is a reliable and bona fide partner of business activities in Belarus and abroad. What does that mean? It's a long sentence saying that it is USky is approved for transportation in the world. So here we go. You have your tram, your car, your train, your bus, your plane, your truck, your bicycle, your motorcycle, and you have USky now. And you will be amazed this year, you will see it up and running somewhere. And one of the somewhere is in Anambra State, thanks to Governorship Charles Shakuwama Soludo. He is a very innovative man and he wants his state to be very ecological. You see here, Christian van der Vijver, my colleague of Skyway community, communicating with the governor, showing him what this technology is all about. And I have a lot of respect for him. This is Anambra State, this is in Nigeria. We need more of these innovative people in the world. And also Rwanda and Lesotho are interested. So Africa is very into the technology. Lesotho is here and Rwanda is here in Africa. This is the CEO of Sharjah explaining them all about the technology. Yeah, he flew there and explained them all. And yes, we had a lot of delegates from all over the world visiting us in Belarus and Sharjah, of course. because it's very, very innovative. So everybody can invest in it. Yes. And let me explain you how it works. We started in 2014 and we started with nothing, 0, 0, 0, 0, nothing. A genius idea, yeah. And then every step, we bought something, we gathered money, we built something, we bought something, we built something, we gathered money, we built something, bought something. And at stage 8, there was no risk anymore because we have enough asset to pay back the investors. And now we are in 14.2 and we have 15 stages. Listen up, we do not have to finish the 15 stages before we get our dividends. That is not important. Yes. The whole development of these 15 stages is to develop the technology, get together the money and develop the technology. Yeah. When the 15 stages are done, it's done. Yeah. There are no shares anymore. So we're in 14.2 and we only have one step to go. And yes, we have for every budget, we have an offer. You can invest $50. That's the smallest package. You get 800 shares. This is a picture taken in Belarus of me and my colleagues, colleagues of Belgium, and also participants and people who are invested in this technology, who are co-owners. You also have installments, yeah. So for the smallest budget, $50. Then you have installments, so you can pay off every month. And yes, we have on our platform more than around 400,000 investors. And that's amazing. Okay, what do you get in your hands when you invest in this technology? Listen up. There are many questions about this. So you get dividend shares in option. That is how it is called before the company goes to the stock market. We do not have to go to the stock market to get dividends. Yeah. So leave the stock market out. Leave the stock market, because people hear shares, they think about the stock market. Not in this case. These are the diamonds, yeah? The A-class shares, the A-class shares. That means that as soon as the company makes profit, 20% of the profit goes to the shareholders. Who are the shareholders? The people who have dividends shares on their name. How long will this last? As long as the company exists. So this is for life. Unitsky gives 100 years guarantee on the tracks. 100 years. Where are you from? Now in 100 years. So this is inherited. So that means you buy now these shares and your children have a financial safety net for the rest of their lives. And yes, you can sell the shares on the stock market if the company goes on the stock market, but I pray to God that it doesn't the next 6 years. Why? Because a lot of people will sell their shares, do not know or got wrong information, and they will sell their shares, and then they will be unhappy for the rest of their lives, because these shares are giving you a passive income. Passive mean nothing to do, the money does it for you for the rest of your life and your children and grandchildren. Yeah, 100 years is a long time. So can you imagine if your grandfather invested in a railroad track company, bought some shares, your family would be rich already the 3rd generation, because there are railroad companies that are 150 years old. So let that sink in. So don't sell the goose with the golden eggs, please. And what about the stock market? So we are in the pre-IPO. That means the shares are ridiculous cheap. Yeah. We have A-class shares, yeah, A-class shares, the best of the best, the diamonds. If the company and I hope it's going to take a long time, if the company goes to the stock market, the B class shares, you know, the secondary shares, they will be sold and bought on the stock market. And if the price goes up, if people are interested to buy them and sell them and trade them, and we make profit, then 20% of the profit goes to the A class shares divided by the shares. The more shares you get, the more you get. You understand that? So we have the A class shares. We're in the pre-IPO, that means before the company goes on the stock market. If the company goes on the stock market, the B class shares will be traded, and that will bring profit. And that profit will be divided among the shares, and the share price goes up each share. Yeah, 20%. That's a lot. 20% of the profit. That's a lot. Yeah. All right. So this is the latest audit. It's also in English now. This was the Russian one. We also have the English one. It is published worldwide. So that means our company is a healthy company. And then a lot of people ask me, how does it work, you know, to build this technology? Well, first you have the pre-feasibility study. It takes around 6 months. It depends. Who are we working together with? If we work together with a construction company that builds, for example, big skyscrapers, then they know what's in the ground. So we will skip a few months, yeah, because we don't have to investigate it. They did it for us. So pre-feasibility study, that's the first start. So we need to know what's in the ground, how many stations, what sort of tracks, what sort of vehicles, how many, you know, the impact of the environment, whatever. Yeah. Then you have the design. That's the second stage, and it can go together with the construction and the delivery of the equipment, of the rolling stock. The rolling stock, that means the vehicles. Yeah. So the tracks and the vehicles are constructed. That can go together. It also depends on the project. Where is it? In what country is it? In which conditions do we have to work? And so on and so on. And then the fourth phase is the startup. Of course, we have to train people to work. It's an innovative transportation. It's new. So the engineers need to be trained and everything. And then there are 24 months of, you know, the guarantee. So that means the company is checking and checking and checking if everything runs smoothly. That's 2 years. Because we give 100 years guarantee, yeah? So remember that. That's a long time. So I always say, get shares in this rapidly growing transportation company. And how do you do that? You give your name, email, and phone number to the person who sent you here, yeah? If you just found us on the internet, connect with us in the chat. We will help you because you need a sponsor. What is a sponsor? Somebody who helps you to get a back office. This person also gets rewarded, of course. They get bonuses and they can buy shares with that. That's how I did it. So also a very, very important note. There are hackers on the internet, especially Google. Yeah. So what you do is when you have a back office, you copy your browser address. It's always above there, yeah? And that is this one, yeah? This is the only one. Make sure you copy it, you send it to yourself in an email, and you start from there. Do not Google. Yes, do not Google. Why? Because there are hackers who are very smart, who change something small in this browser address, maybe the twice new, or in Skyway an extra A or whatever, and you didn't see it. You log in and you think you're in your back office, you load up money and it's gone. Yeah, it is gone and we cannot do anything about it. So sad for you, so frustrating for us. Yeah. So make sure you send your browser address of your back office to yourself in an email. That's a very, very important tip. Okay. What about the shares? I told you that they're ridiculous cheap. Look at this. 2 cents, maximum 6 cents. And here's the smallest packages. Package $50. 800 shares. One share costs you 6 cents. 6 cents. I remember I bought Tesla shares for 46 each. And I bought 40 pieces. And I sold them at 86. And I thought I did a good deal. And these were not dividend shares. Yeah, these were not the normal B shares, the stock market shares. And, you know, and that's one-time profit. But these are not these shares. These are dividend shares. So that means that you will have, if you invest $50, you get 800 shares for the rest of your lives. If you invest 1,000, you get 30,000 shares, 30,000. And they cost you 3 cents each. Yeah, if you invest 10,000, you get 440,000, almost 500,000 shares. They cost you 2 cents. Do you understand? And if you click on the link that your sponsor sends you, you get verified, do the KYC, and you upload your money and do your first payment or your payments in one time. In 7 days, you get 10% on top, whatever you buy, 10% on top of the shares you already got. Yes, a good tip is always start at Mondays to send your link and to click on the link. Why? Because the verification team is not working in the weekends. Yes, so you lose 2 days. So make sure you start on Mondays. That's a tip, a personal tip. And here are the packages you can pay off. For example, the package of 1,000, you can pay off in 5 months. You pay $200 a month. They cost you 4 cents each. You get 28,000 shares. And if you start with a double payment, instead of 200, you start with 400, you get $1,000 on top. If you're a newbie and you do that all in 7 days, you get 10% on top for free. Yeah. So please be aware what you're doing, and all the sponsors help your people, assist your people, and gain their trust. Do everything in advantage for them. You will see you gain people's trust, and they will buy more, because it is important to have somebody in your life that you can trust, especially when it's about money and investments. Correct? So we have an app. Skyway Community has a free app, and you can download it on Android store, the Play Store. And what does this app can do? This is my phone. Yeah, I took a picture of it so you can see it's my phone. And we can see everything what you see on a laptop. But if you have the choice, I always say a laptop or a computer is always safer. So make sure that you always double check, update your app. And what can you see? You can see how many shares you got, how big your team is, how much money you uploaded. The news is important. Yes, we also have a lot of news. We bring a lot of news about the technology, about our platform, and so on. So then here are the official websites. We have a new website here, ust.inc. A personal request is our general director, Unitsky, has his own channels. He has a Twitter, he has an Instagram, he has a Facebook, he has YouTube. Please say hello to him, like him, subscribe him, be nice to him, say hello, be grateful to him. He reads it all. Yeah, he reads it all. He has translators enough with him. He reads it all, and he's very, very grateful. A thumb up is already, a push forward. Remember, this man is 73. He doesn't need to work for humanity. He could go on pension, but he does it. He does it for us. And this is the new website. It's very interactive. You can push on all these things and things click open and move around. Go there. It's fun. It's really fun, and learn more about the technology. That's how you can easily talk to other people about the technology and get more people in. It's good for the environment. It's good for the luxury of travel. It's good for a person's financial situation. So it's a win-win-win-win. So yeah, thank you if you help us. So I am the communication manager of the Skyway community platform. You can contact me on this email. Then this is my WhatsApp, and I have also Facebook, YouTube, Telegram, and Instagram channels. And it is called Skyway No Millionaires. And I promised you to tell the story about this. So how did I get to this name? Well, I remember I told you in the beginning that me and my colleague Christian van der Wijver, we were at the InnoTrans, the professional fair of transportation, the biggest one in the world, in Berlin. And we worked there 3 days. And after these 3 days, we were naked. The fair was closed. Everybody was leaving, and we were just sitting down. And well, very, very happy because we had so many huge good reactions. And then the right hand of Unitsky came and sat down with us, and he said, "Congratulations, you guys did so good job. We translated in so many languages and so on." And he showed his phone. And he said, "Look at this. There I get so many messages, direct messages from the CEOs from big companies. They're interested to work together with us." He said, "The people who own these shares are the new millionaires of the world, but they don't know it yet." So that's what the name is all about. Yes. So when he left, I said to my colleague, "Wow, that's a great name for a Facebook group." And now there are almost 12,000 people in that group. So isn't that amazing? So you guys follow me. I am there. I personally react on all the questions, even the nagging questions. I give all the information. I post all the recordings I do on Saturday, and my colleagues Charles inside on Sundays. The inviter link, everything is there. Yeah, and everything that is important I post there. So go there. And for the people who are here in the recording or in live with me here in the Zoom room, if there are 3 questions you have to answer to get in, to get the spam, to keep the spammers out, of course. And if the first question is, "Who's your sponsor?" Put my name in, Kaat Jacobs, and then I know that you were in here, and then I let you in. Okay. So thank you very much for your interest, and thank you very much all the active people who are with me in the Zoom room or who see this recording. Thank you for your teamwork, and maybe see you live next time. It's much more fun to see you live. Okay, so you can spread around this recording and tell the world about this amazing technology and opportunity. So bye for now, and maybe see you next Saturday or tomorrow in the French meeting. Thank you very much. I will stop the recording now.